Today, we're going to dig into a really fascinating puzzle. Why do these high-tech, super expensive air purifiers so often fail in India? I mean, it's one of their biggest potential markets. This is a story of technology meeting a reality it was just never, ever designed for. Okay, so let's get right into it. When a premium gadget fails, our first instinct is usually to blame bad tech, right? But is that what's really going on here? Or is there something much deeper at play? Something about culture, environment, and of course, money. To really get to the bottom of this, we're going to look at it from two totally different perspectives. So, on one side, you've got the systems engineer. They're all about the cold, hard facts, the physics of dust, the limits of the power grid, the engineering. Then, on the other side, we have the product strategist. They're focused on the human side of the equation in India, how people behave, what things actually cost, and this incredibly important idea of perception. When you put their two views together, well, you start to see why this failure was pretty much guaranteed from the start. Let's start with the strategist's view. According to them, the failure begins long before you even plug the thing in. See, it's not a technical problem. It's a hidden barrier that most people just don't see until it's way too late. The real cost of clean air. Everyone looks at that initial sticker price, but the real shocker is the total cost of ownership. Over 3 years, a premium air purifier can set you back over 58,000 rupees. That's more than double what you paid for it in the first place. This isn't just a one-and-done purchase. It's a serious, long-term financial commitment. And that massive cost isn't just about the machine itself. It's the recurring stuff that gets you. The electricity to run it 24/7, and this is the big one, the super expensive filters you have to replace every 6 months. For an average middle-class family, that's a huge chunk of their electricity bill. So what happens? The product gets turned off, and boom. The first stage of failure has already begun. Okay, so the whole economic model is broken from the get-go. But now our engineer steps in, and they'd say, even if a family can afford it, the purifier is still going to fail. And why is that? Well, it's because the device is built on a set of assumptions about how people live, assumptions that are just plain wrong for India. These machines were designed for a totally different world. Think about it. These purifiers assume a perfectly sealed room, maybe a couple of people inside, and a door that opens, maybe a handful of times an hour. But the reality in India, what's been measured, is completely different. Homes are often semi-open. Rooms serve multiple purposes with way more people. And get this, doors are opened up to 28 times an hour. The purifier's trying to clean a sealed box, but it's been dropped into this chaotic, constantly changing environment. So, here's the kicker. All that door opening absolutely devastates the machine's performance. The data shows that with just 4 door openings an hour, which is way less than the average, the purifier's efficiency drops by a staggering 78%. That whole clean air bubble it's supposed to create, it just collapses almost instantly. There's no way it can keep up. And that collapsing bubble has a huge psychological impact. This is where the strategist's point about perception becomes absolutely critical. Indian consumers are practical. They need to see that something is working, and they need to see it fast. If that little air quality index, the AQI number on the display, doesn't drop within 15 minutes, 94% of them just decide the product is not working. Faith is lost. The machine becomes just another useless piece of furniture. So, we have a product that's too expensive to run, designed for a lifestyle that doesn't exist, and it fails the user's basic perception test. But now, our engineer reveals an even deeper, more fundamental problem: the air itself. The challenge isn't just how much pollution there is, it's the very nature of the dust. I mean, just look at this. The average home in Delhi has a concentration of large dust particles which scientists call PM10 that is nearly 5 times the WHO guideline. These machines get tested in pristine labs, you know? They are not built for this kind of constant, heavy assault. The sheer volume of dust is just overwhelming. And it's not just how much dust, it's what the dust is made of. It's different here. It's coarse, it's abrasive. Almost 40% of it is from construction debris. Another 22% is just soil. This isn't the fine, light wheat stuff you might find in other places. No, this stuff is heavy and sharp, and it physically clogs and shreds the delicate filters. It's literally like trying to stop gravel with a coffee filter. It's never going to work. And if that wasn't enough, the purifier has to somehow survive an incredibly unstable power grid. The voltage swings wildly. Power cuts happen all the time. Every single fluctuation, every brownout puts a ton of stress on the sensitive electronics and the motor. So the environment isn't just attacking the filter, it's attacking the very heart of the machine. So let's recap. We have economic pressure, the total mismatch in how people live, and a brutally harsh physical environment all working against this one little device. Now let's see how the engineer's view and the strategist's view come together to create that final, inevitable breakdown. It's a domino effect, and it's totally predictable. From the engineer's side, that insane dust load clogs the prefilters in just a month or so, not the 6 months the manual says. The fan then has to work way harder to pull air through, which stresses the motor and sucks up more power. Performance tanks. And that's when the strategist's view kicks back in. The user hears this loud, annoying noise, sees no change in the AQI, and feels the pinch of that rising electricity bill. And the result? They just turn it off. The product is abandoned in a corner, usually within 4 to 6 months. A guaranteed failure. So you see, the conventional approach is just completely, utterly broken. Once you understand this whole cascade of failure, you realize you can't just tweak the existing design. You have to go back to the drawing board. You have to completely rethink what clean air even means in this specific place from the ground up. So the single most important takeaway here is this. The problem was never bad technology. It was the right product for the completely wrong place. A fundamental misalignment between a machine designed for a stable, sealed Western home and the dynamic, open, and intensely challenging reality of an Indian one. And this leads us to a really critical insight. The solution couldn't be just another box for the home. It had to be a dual system, part personal, part institutional. You simply can't solve a systemic, citywide air quality problem one sealed room at a time, especially when none of the rooms are truly sealed. The solution has to tackle the air people breathe wherever they are, at their desk, in their school, in their office, while also addressing the bigger picture. It's a fundamental shift from thinking about room-scale problems to facing person-scale realities.